What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Today we're going to be heading over to the marine tank, taking a look at it, seeing how it has developed, and also we're going to be going through all of the pictures from start to finish just to see how huge of a change it has had over the past 5 months. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's check it out. Hey Fanatics family, welcome back. As always, check out those sponsors and the links down in the description. Make sure you like our brand new Facebook page and also check out our website as well. So today, as I mentioned, we're going to be heading over to the marine tank. We're going to be taking a look at the fish, the corals, the invertebrates. We're going to be seeing how the reef has changed and how it has gone from that empty glass box all the way to the full-blown reef that it is today. So let's head over to the tank and let's check it out. So first of all, here is the marine tank as you hopefully have seen it before. If you haven't, then this is my 1600 litre all-in-one airlift aquarium. So this tank may look a little bit different from last time. We've added more corals, more fish, more invertebrates, and also have changed the lights on top of the tank. So now we have 2 Hydra 52 HDs instead of the 26 HDs. Now these lights are providing more spread to the tank, a little bit more light as well, and the corals are really seeming to benefit from it. Now, although the tank was doing absolutely fine on those 26 HDs, it wasn't quite providing enough spread and quite enough light, and I managed to get these lights from a friend, so I was like, gotta definitely put them on the tank, and they have done an absolutely wonderful job. Now throughout this video, I'm going to put loads of pictures on the screen of what the tank's currently looking like. I got some really good pictures on the phone, and the GoPro doesn't quite pick up the colours. You may notice the tank looks a little bit washed out or very blue, and I probably look quite blue as well. So I'm going to put lots of pictures up throughout the video, and we're also going to be speaking about how this tank has gone from the empty glass box it was around 5 months ago to the full-blown reef it is today. So let's start off looking around the tank and looking at the different corals and fish that we've got in the system at the moment. As you can see, I have now put the orange filter lens onto the GoPro so we can get a slightly better look at the coloration that I generally see on a day-to-day basis from the corals. As you'll see on the left-hand side, we have a massive neon green hammer colony, then a green toadstool leather coral, some really nice green mushrooms at the back, a range of different soft corals, some zoanthids in a little zoa garden at the front left, and some torch corals, more toadstools, mushrooms. We have so many different corals in this tank. I would say there are definitely easily a couple of 100 corals within this system, and currently we have between 15 and 17 wrasse, approximately that number. There are many different types like the iridis wrasse, the twisty wrasse, the red velvet fairy wrasse, rhomboid, flasher wrasse. We also have a hogfish as well, and just a huge range of corals and fish within the system. We also have invertebrates like porcelain crabs, emerald crabs, cleaner shrimp, fire shrimp, peppermint shrimp, and many, many more. This tank has a huge number of snails and hermits which help keep it clean, removing any unwanted hair algae, bubble algae, or any unwanted nuisance algae that may crop up in the system. Generally, looking over the top of the tank, we can see the corals look absolutely stunning. Unfortunately, the camera's not quite picking up the coloration of the corals, and we do currently have the glass lids on the tank, but the top-down view is absolutely stunning, and it's amazing to see those corals. Next up, let's focus a little bit on the filter. I've glossed over the filter a little bit in previous videos, so I thought I'd go into a little bit of detail in this video, and apologies for the refugium light flickering. Basically, the water flows down through filter fleece and then goes down into the main filter, which is a refugium. This jug holds the skimmate, which is produced by my homemade protein skimmer, and that essentially forms off the top of the airlift, and I will show you a small clip in a minute of how the airlift actually works. Essentially, the water is pumped up a pipe back into the display tank bubbles collect at the top and form into a skimmate that comes out into a jug. Here you can see the really dense macroalgae refugium we've got growing on. A couple of species of Coleoptera are growing really well, and I also have a small bag of Rhophos and carbon, which helps to keep the water nice and clean. You can see the unfortunately flickering LED light on the camera, which is a 20-watt daylight spectrum light that runs for around 12 to 15 hours a day that basically lights up the refugium. Then I have the Wi-Fi Inkbird, which controls the temperature of the tank, and all of the other devices plugged in behind my plant. So now we've had a good look over the tank, good look at all of the corals and some of the fish, and we've also spoken about the refugium and the protein skimmer and how it is working a lot better now. Let's have a look at the pictures of the tank when I first got it, and we're going to run all the way through from the empty tank all the way to the way the reef is now, and I'm going to be putting loads of pictures on the video, and if you've got any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. But let's see how far this tank has come in only 5 months. First up, now you can see the complete empty glass tank on the day of delivery, which I got from ND Aquatics, and you can see me sitting inside it just to really show the scale of this tank. This is an absolutely huge tank. You can also see in the back I've built the internal filter, which is made of some acrylic with a weir and also the sponge, and then the filter fleece goes on top of that. And here is a quick video to show you how the airlift works. Essentially, we have 2 large air stones with air lines at the bottom of a pipe. As you place this pipe down into the water, you can see those bubbles actually lift water that return it back into the main system. As this pipe gets closer and closer to the surface of the water, you get an increased flow, and you can see that this puts out quite a lot of flow. Although the flow out of the airlift system isn't directional really, it does produce quite a large volume. Next up, you will see the black sand go in and the approximately 200 kilos of rock that we have in the system. Later I did add a few more rocks and change the scape a little bit, and now you can see the system is slightly coming to life. We have got a couple of lights, which are the AR Hydra 26 HDs, and I'm starting to add the first corals into the system a few weeks after it was set up. Now, these photos are many weeks apart, but you can see the system slowly developing with the addition of corals, and then I slowly drip fed a few fish here and there into the system so that it wasn't a shock to the bioload or any beneficial bacteria. Now, I did add a few live rocks to the system as well to ensure I get nice beneficial bacteria, and I used a few different rocks from Friend Systems, which helped to kick-start the cycle of this aquarium. You can really see the aquarium developing now. Not the best camera shots, I have to say, unfortunately, but you can see it starting to come to life over the months, and the vibrant corals really add a lovely dimension to this tank. I absolutely love taking the lids off this tank and looking at the top-down view as well. And this system has really come to life over the past couple of months with the addition of lots of corals and quite a few fish additions. Now, you notice this shot here, which is actually a before picture. I thought I would do a before and after from the beginning of the setup up until now, and this shot I believe was taken around 2 weeks in since filling up the tank. I added 2 Hydra 26 HDs from the original one that I had on the tank, and here are the after pictures and how this reef has changed. Sorry the pictures aren't the best quality on the video and they aren't quite to size, but I really wanted to get these in here and show how this reef has completely changed and how in only 5 months it's gone from that bare tank, bare white rock to this lovely mature reef. Now, reef tanks do take a long time to mature, and really after the sort of 12 to 15 month mark is where you'll start to see absolutely great maturation from your reef, and really vibrant colors from the corals, and the rock work will start to get covered in coralline algae, and that is where you'll really start to appreciate this amazing ecosystem. So I hope you have enjoyed the video today. Hope you really enjoyed seeing the marine tank. I know generally this Channel is all about fancy goldfish, but the last video on the marine tank did really well, and I thought I'll mix it up a little bit this week and add another marine video in. So that is it for today's video. If you do want to have your fish or setup featured on the channel, then let me know down in the comment section below. Alternatively, you can email me at fancygoldfishfanatics@gmail.com and we can get your fish on the channel. So that is it for today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you've got any comments or questions, leave them down in that comment section. But overall, thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.